for Mom, and it's called Ode to Jenny Garcia. Tonight we have come to honor Jenny, whose achievements and years total up to be many. One of those achievements is turning 80. In the eyes of friends and family, you're quite a lady. I'm sure everyone here has their own story to tell, but if we told them all, we'd be here until the freezing of hell. So I just want to take a moment to say, thank you for touching my life in a very special way. I'm glad you're a lady who speaks your mind. Making you, God broke the mold. You're one of a kind. I know you didn't want a lot of pomp and circumstance, but I hope you'll enjoy tonight and maybe even dance.
There's a beer on the stage for you. What are we missing? Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. Now. There you go. Hey, Paula.
We all need to be sitting down. Now you need that Mickey to sit down to the left side.
They're getting her a chair.
There's Jerry's kids.
Smile, Uncle Reuben.
Okay, now we're inviting the spouses of the family to come up and take a family picture. And Josie, come on. Astrid. Auntie Di.
Oh, they got it.
So who's else?
Now we got one more. We got Uncle Abolino. He's coming. Hold the line. Hold the line.
Hey, where's Albert? Hey, let me go call Al.
Now for sure we got Jerry's kids.
Okay, now we need the spouses of those that are here. We need
Andy, we're wasting Bill when you turn around. All right.
Well, that's what I do walking when I'm shooting.
What a pretty family.
Oh, they're...
Okay, now, all right, wait a minute. Is that everybody? Colleen, get up here.
Yeah, we should.
Wait a minute. I had all the ex-uncles and stuff. That's right. All the exes should be up there. Get up there. Any more?
Is that it? Last one. Albert, you're up. Now Albert's turning his family.
I got a picture for you. No, you don't.
Oh, let me take one.
No. Here, Robert. Hurry up. Push the red button. Push the red button when you're ready.
The button is on.
Oh, these are the guys that went to.
Okay.
Carlos, I'm in charge.
Came all the way from Chicago to be with her today.
Oh my God, they're gonna have to sit down.
You're going to have to bring him over
Is
the
that
edge.
everybody? Tino? Tino Armendariz, where are you?
Where they keep coming from? You get in? Who am I talking to?
Teresa Mata. And Frank, come on up. George.
Oh, yeah. Scooch! Teresa! Scooch!
And the aircraft that you needed to give her also a poem she wrote for her. So
Written another poem, and this one is the Ode to Marion Martinez. And it says, "Now what can I say about our beloved Marion, a lady who is quite a humanitarian, Miss American GI Forum through and through. Watch out, if you're eligible to be a member, she'll recruit you. A mentor and friend to the AGI and a hardworking gal at the Fiesta booth. This is a lady who really cooks. Delicious and tempting recipes you won't find in books. And 60 is the age you have recently become. Just think, in 20 years you'll be just like Mom."
Be there, and if I think they would feel comfortable about coming to our agency with this questionnaire because, like you said, people come in with their three-piece suit, look intimidating, and they're saying, well, why should I give this information? I don't even know you. How do I know you're a census taker? And so, I would like to make them feel as comfortable as possible by answering the questions.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know whether I should feel uncomfortable or not saying it. But, here again, let's talk about some special circumstances that might very well relate to our respective communities, okay? As well as the community at large. Mobility within the Native American community from the reservation to the urban area. How does that affect the census?
That's going to be tough because, when people move around so much like that, it's hard to keep track of them in any program anyway. But, if we could just at least tell them that, if you don't answer it on the reservation, when you come to the urban area, and if you're going to stay for a while, you give somebody the information. Let us, if you don't understand it, we'll go over it with you, but we need to get you counted somewhere, no matter where you're going to be at.
It's not only for the people in households. The questionnaires are mailed to the households because that's the best means to get in contact with people. But if you're a mobile family or individual, and if you're living within our community, we need to know that. We need to know a little bit about you. Even for the people that are homeless, they're technically living within our community, of course.
Right.
Of course, they do not have shelter, but we need to know a little bit about them also. And it's important to get the word out and to make these contacts.
Is there any certain time of the year, Elon, when people begin to move? I guess what I'm leading to is it easier maybe if census data was being gathered, say, before the movement took place to the city, or from the city back to the reservation, where you'd actually be able to be in touch with folks?
The summer months.
Summer months are better?
Summer months for us because even way up into March, that's when the powwow season happens. And powwows happen in every state around the United States. And so you have people, I've had people in our office from Alaska, Oklahoma, Florida, so, and they might just come through just that one time, so if they're in the process of traveling through these months, and they don't understand what census is all about, hopefully somebody will catch them along the route wherever they're going, and so the summer months for the Native Americans is a really mobile time for them.
Okay. What about the tribal language, and I'm getting at here is so that people in our audience will understand that within our state, within our country, there's several different tribes, that speak several different languages. How does that have an effect?
Okay, the elderly I worry about. The younger generation, everybody knows English. The older people that I come in contact with, if I know, I'm from Omaha, and I can speak Omaha language, very little. If I can say hello, how are you, in their language, they feel real comfortable. But I can't always say that to everybody because every tribe is different, the traditions and culture. And but I guess just knowing that I'm Indian and I can speak a native language, that they'll just feel comfortable talking to me.
Right.
And I think that would be really important for the older Native Americans to understand that, when we do this, if you can't read it in English, and I can't translate it to you in the native language, we'll try to get it to you to where we'll have you understand it some way so that we can at least get the information we need.
Bob, let me ask the same question to you. We say Hispanic. What does that intake? And what's the bilingual difference there?
Well, the Hispanic community is not a single community. It's a very diverse community. You have some first-generation Hispanics who are maybe just new to the country and maybe are undocumented individuals, or they just recently received their citizenship. And because of that, they might not be bilingual. They might speak Spanish only. Some of the efforts we'd like to see, in which the Census Bureau is conducting, is the possibility of hiring bilingual people to perform the census, to go up into the door and ask the questions on the questionnaire. Now, if that person speaks Spanish only, and if you have a bilingual individual, you stand a better chance of getting that information. Like Ilan was talking about going into her community, she'd like to do that. She might be easily identifiable to them, just like I would be in the South Omaha community. I would be easily identifiable as Hispanic. And just the ease of having another Hispanic come to the door might help alleviate some fears that, well, this is the government or Big Brother, you know, coming to get the information about me. Because to be honest about it, some people are doing things that are a little bit dishonest. At times, maybe they have multiple families within one household, and, you know, their lease says you cannot have that. Now, if they get the questionnaire, they're going to send it back, and they're going to say, well, we only have just one household living, one family living with this household. But in fact, maybe they have 4 families in there, but we need to know that. And it's not going anywhere. We just need to know who's there.
Okay. We've got less than 2 minutes left in this show. Let me ask you a question. I know this is taking place in our communities now. Jobs. Are jobs available now for people who want to participate in census taking?
Well, the Census Bureau is recruiting employment opportunities. They're looking for people to go work within their own community to apply for various positions and do the census questionnaires. And I know they're actively trying to find and recruit individuals.
Okay. I guess the bottom line is, after all we've said here, what's going to happen if we don't answer? What can happen if we don't answer the census?
Well, you could get in trouble.
Get in trouble, and plus the services that are being provided might not be, you know, their count needs to be included somewhere. It's very important for them to understand that.
Okay, with 1 minute or less in the show, have we improved? Are more people in our community now answering the census? I mean, have those numbers increased from 1980, well, I guess not from 1980, from 1970 up to 1980, as opposed to a few years ago when very few people answered the census? Have you seen any changes?
Well, the Hispanic community, even though there are some claims of an undercount, they've shown a dramatic increase in their count as a population. So, of course, the census is doing their job then if they did get that count for us.
Okay. Let's give a number that people can call if they want more information.
I believe the Census Bureau number is 342-6090. That is here in Omaha.
342-6090. Okay. Ilan, Bob, I want to thank the both of you for appearing on To Be Equal today. And I hope that we've been able to impart some information to you that will be helpful to you, and that has educated you in reference to why you should participate in the census-taking process. We've been watching To Be Equal, brought to you by the Relief Nebraska, and I'm Carter Roundtree, your host.